Hi, it's Rich Tarani. Thanks for watching TMC Net's Editor's Day Santa Clara 2015. Larry Chow is with us, and his company is Sonara Systems. Larry, welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you, Rich. It's a pleasure being here.
Oh, likewise. Really excited to hear about Sonara and what you guys are up to.
Great. Well, we're really excited. Sonara, we are a mobile advertising and location analytics startup. We were founded in 2012 by Alex Zinin and Alexander Nikolaev. They are two veterans of the mobile telecommunications and internet industries, and they really saw an interesting opportunity where they could go solve the problems of two different industries and really come up with a great solution.
And by those, you mean there's an advertising market, and then on the other side, there's a mobile carrier market,
yes,
correct?
Exactly. So, on the one side, in the past, 2 decades or so, we've seen really an explosion of mobile internet, mobile broadband, and that's really brought forth a lot of advancements in terms of the infrastructure and devices. But at the same time, mobile operators, they face a lot of challenges of, flat to declining revenues and, their traditional business models like voice and data. And so, what they're always interested in is looking for sort of new adjacent markets that they can go and reach, and we think mobile advertising is a great space for them to be in.
Now, there's been a push in the last few years especially of carriers and companies like an Amazon subsidizing mobility via marketing. Are you seeing that trend is something you guys are going to focus on as well? In other words, like a Kindle, if you buy a cheaper Kindle and you can see you'll see ads on the lock screen, etc.
No, I think that's definitely an interesting space, and I think actually our platform would let us sort of participate in that. But really, what we're focused on is really helping to work with the mobile telecommunications companies and really sort of bring them into sort of this advertising space. And so if you look at nowadays, when a user pulls up their iPhone or whatever Android device, they basically will serve up an advertisement from the web, from Google or Yahoo or wherever, and ultimately there's going to be it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, but right now the operators really, for the most part, aren't participating in it at all. And so what we have is really a good place for them to enter the market while really taking advantage of their data assets to differentiate themselves. And so I think over time it can grow to be a lot more. But I think right now we're talking about just taking the early steps into this mobile advertising market.
Fantastic. And so are you able to leverage some of the data and big data that the carriers have to help target?
Exactly. So, I think, the whole concept of big data and analytics is actually not foreign at all to mobile operators. They work with a lot of partners out there to sort of help understand sort of their network topology and connectivity and things like that. And so we're basically like another company for them to sort of work with and integrate with, and it's actually really easy. Really where our differentiator is we basically have a way to not only provide them with analytics of their network, but actually create a new revenue stream by becoming a mobile advertiser provider. And so by working with us, we can integrate with a mobile operator and let them, take a look at all of their user data, their location data, and use that to serve up a better quality advertising experience.
Now, how would that ad work? Because I know that the cable provider I use provides a Wi-Fi service, and in that case, a lot of times they'll drop a bar at the bottom of my tablet with an ad on it, and that's one way that I'm seeing a carrier ad.
Sure.
Other than that example, what other examples would there be of how a carrier can show an ad?
Sure. So, what we want to do is actually not sort of change the user's existing experience. So every time you go to a mobile website, likely you'll see some banner ads or some sort of ads like that. Or if you use a mobile application, sometimes you'll have sort of these interstitials where it sort of shows the advertisement. So rather than sort of have an additional layer of advertising on top of that, what we do is we basically are another demand-side platform where we can serve up advertisements in your web browser, in your application, basically exactly like your existing experience, but it'll just be more targeted towards your actual interests.
Okay, fantastic. So are there any other things that we should know, like what's next for the company? I know you're kind of early, but are there any next steps that we should know about?
Yeah, well, it's already been a really exciting year for us this year. We closed our Series B, $20 million, led by SoftBank, and we actually also started our first commercial deployment in Japan with SoftBank. we're already seeing some very promising results in terms of better engagement with our users versus some of the traditional channels. And so really what we're all about right now is really executing in Japan, and we're looking forward to announcing some new partnerships in additional geographies very soon.
Very exciting. Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much, Rich. I really appreciate it.